Hi everyone, Mary Beth Brush here with eXp Realty, joined by Jim with Feeding Denver's Hungry. And just to give you a little bit of background about Feeding Denver's Hungry, it's a group of individuals that get together in lower downtown Denver and serve about 800 to 1,000 marginalized youth, elderly, disabled, and families in need whose resources have run out. So Jim, first of all, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all the service that you do here in our Denver community. So tell me a little bit about, you're on the front lines of this. You're helping our homeless out there, every day and getting food to them. So what are you seeing out there on those front lines?
Thank you, Mary Beth. It's becoming desperate for the people that are out there on the streets. A lot of the agencies that used to hand out to them have just packed up, and they have not showed up to help them on the street, and it's become very difficult. So when we show up, of course, we're a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of people, because it's probably, I would say, more than triple what we normally would do. We probably had 2,500 to 3,000 people show up to our truck when we showed up last time, and it was quite overwhelming. We were prepared for it, actually, but because we knew that was going to be the case. So we had enough food for everybody, but what we wasn't prepared for was the lack of education. A lot of the homeless are not educated on, that we should be having 6-foot distance from one another to prevent this from going from one person to another. So that education out there on the street just isn't there from our community.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I've been working on is, promoting the fact that they need to start distancing themselves and not huddle in groups, as you see a lot. So that way they can protect themselves.
Yeah, this is also, as we were talking before, this isn't a government-run program. So you are solely relying on donations, volunteers, etc. What are you in need of most right now from our community members?
Well, I've got an airplane flying over right now.
That's okay. Take your time.
So the biggest need that we need right now is cash, because we are spending thousands of dollars every week at the Food Bank of the Rockies, which, as you know, but your listeners need to know, every $5 that we receive actually buys $100 worth of retail product out of the food bank. So it goes a long ways when we buy out there. But when I'm spending $1,000, that's a couple truckloads of food that we're putting into the warehouse and preparing to, send out the next time we go out. And yet it requires a lot of cash.
Yeah.
That we don't have. So we're totally dependent on our friends and our family of donations, so we can keep this money coming in order to keep buying food for those who are in need.
Right. And with this time of COVID right now, obviously Feeding Denver's Hungry, you're on the front lines of helping the homeless, but a lot of people are unemployed right now. So you're also trying to help those who are unemployed. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Every Tuesday, this is by appointment only, people who have become unemployed in our neighborhoods. It doesn't matter what job you did, but if you become unemployed recently and you need help, there's no qualification. We just need you to call our number that we have listed and make an appointment, because we only have so many time slots available on Tuesday. And once that's full, then, we go on to the next week. But we try to help as many as we can. And, it's not a little bit. We actually pack a car full of groceries, so it's enough for a family that they're taking home each. So it's a great amount of food that's helping families that just don't have a paycheck coming in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, times are tough for a lot of people right now. So anything else that you want to say? Maybe I didn't ask the right question, or something else you want to let our viewers know about Feeding Denver's Hungry?
Feeding Denver's Hungry has always been about helping our community, and this is, we've been prepping for this, even though we didn't know it, for the last 8 years. And, we've become a well-oiled machine, and we're able to help thousands of people. We just need the resources of the cash to be able to keep buying the product to send it out on the street. And if people want to donate, they can donate to our GoFundMe page, which is Feeding Denver's Hungry.
Awesome. Well, Jim, thank you again for being on the front lines of this and helping those who are in need the most of this. And if you would like to help Jim out in Feeding Denver's Hungry, check in, as he said, on their GoFundMe page, or you can check in on their website, feedingdenvershungry.org. Jim, thank you again so much, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
Thanks.